Tipperary journeyed to Pearse Park in Longford for their second round Allianz Football League clash last Sunday. Both teams, having been relegated from Division 3 the previous year, were determined to secure their first points in this season's league campaign. Anticipation was high for a fiercely contested match, especially considering the spirited comeback Longford orchestrated in last year's league meeting, rallying from 5 points down to secure a draw in the 6th minute of stoppage time. Referee for the match was Christopher Ryan from Galway. After 5 minutes, Darren Gallagher nailed a tricky free kick to open the scoring. In the 8th minute, Longford doubled their lead, with Quinn finding the target. Jack Kennedy then scored for Tipperary, getting them on the board with a well-taken shot. Keelan McGann widened the gap for Longford, maintaining their lead. Gallagher struck again from a free kick, showcasing his skill. In the 16th minute, Sean O'Connor pulled one back for Tipperary, reducing their deficit. "23 minutes in and Jack Kennedy scored from the 45, and shortly after Paddy Creedon levelled the game. Tipperary's captain Stephen O'Brien added another to their tally, continuing their strong performance. Shortly after, another free kick from Tipperary's Jack Kennedy was on target. In the dying moments of the first half, Cathal Deely scored one for Tipperary. Darren Gallagher scored from a free kick. Longford opened the second half with a score, narrowing the gap then to 1 point. O'Connor responded with a solid free kick for Tipperary. A minute later, he showed versatility, scoring from play once again. Gallagher added another from a free kick as Longford played catch-up. In the 44th minute, Jason Matthews opened his account, contributing a crucial score. O'Connor converted a free kick, maintaining Tipperary's lead a couple of minutes later. Matthews scored for Longford, bringing them within a point. Cathal Deely added to Tipperary's tally with his second score, while O'Connor continued his impressive performance with another score a minute or two later. In the 54th minute, Longford reached double digits with a free kick, closing the gap to just 2 points. Just a few minutes later, another score for Longford. Just a single point was now separating the teams. But Creedon broke Longford's streak, widening the gap once again. Longford remained clinical from dead balls. However, O'Connor claimed another for Tipperary, keeping the game very tight. But 4 minutes into extra time, Sean O'Connor sealed the deal with what seemed to be the insurance point.
Could have went either way. Both sides had periods of domination, and just Tipperary held out at the very end. I think there was a bit of physicality of it between the two of them as well. Tip probably just edged them.
First half we were going really well, and then made a few silly mistakes off simple free kicks and stuff like that, and they just turned over and they got 3 or 4 on the run. And then after half time they got a bit of a run us again, then we got back in, and they seemed to be getting their kick off away much easier on the opposite side in the second half, and they just seemed to play a simpler game to us and just pop little simple scores, and that's probably the difference in the end.
They started off very well, and I kind of lost their way then in the second half bit. I felt that I suppose they didn't have enough penetration or method up front. Held on possession very well, but maybe too much. Felt that they should have been going for their scores, a bit more direct, and it worked against them in the end. Lots of running, lots of possession football, but I just thought they left it behind them from that point of view, and I suppose they allowed Tipperary to run the full length of the field on quite a few occasions. And you can't allow that to happen. So look, they'll have better days. Unfortunately, now they're going to be looking for other results to go their way, and they have a long season ahead of them yet. So hopefully, hopefully there's lots of learnings there, and hopefully that's what happens.
The nature of the way we played for the first 20-25 minutes, you'd wonder how the wheels came off, and it wasn't through lack of effort. And obviously Tipperary probably raised their game as well, and they're entitled to do that. But it is disappointing in the first half when you're playing that well and you're not converting. And we had a lot of chances, like not necessarily shots that were missed, but there were moves that broke down through the last pass in the move or whatever it was. Just didn't come off.
Indeed, I suppose Tipperary, to be fair to them, they came back every time that your team got within 1 point. I think it was 5 times in the second half, and they were able to move back that 2 points. I suppose to get the score after Longford got the score seemed to be crucial, and you never really threatened the goal, did we?
No, well, I don't think either team really threatened the goal, but like for us, we were threatening goals for the last number of weeks. We weren't converting. I think we had 2 or 3 clear-cut ones last week that didn't convert, but this time around we weren't creating. I wouldn't worry about that so much because I think we had a lot of chances in the first, or certainly we had a lot of attacks. But like I said, the last pass wasn't the right one, or it was intercepted or whatever. So, but a few of the scores for Tipperary they got in the last 10 minutes of the first half, last 5 minutes of the first half were from us giving the ball away. It was a loopy hand pass or a ball that should never have been given, or kick out that went the wrong way or whatever it was, and it brought them back into the game and it gave them oxygen.
Yeah, so I suppose looking forward now, you have a break now of 2 weeks, and then you're down in Dungarvan, Field, a long journey down from Longford, but you have to just try and get wins on the board.
Well, the thing about it is that it's out of our hands now. Like, you've lost the first 2 league games, so you're under pressure straight away. You have to just go out and beat Waterford by a point. That's what you have to do. And people might say, well, sure, Waterford are not going great at the moment, but at the end of the day, down in Waterford on any given day down there wouldn't be easy, and that'd be for a team that's going well. So our objective short term is to regroup and then get the Waterford game done and try and get 2 points and fucking get moving, because in fairness, with the way this league is, Laois had another good win last night and they look like the strongest candidates, but Tipperary would fancy themselves to get promoted and they've already dropped 2 points. So you just wouldn't know what will happen, but for us we just have to worry about getting a run of games, getting the Waterford game played, winning that game and getting on with it.
I suppose when you look at it, you're probably hoping that Laois now just win all their games and that Tipperary slip up and Leitrim slip up, our next door neighbours, when they come here as well. They're now on top of the table as well.
Yeah, but you can start thinking like that. I mean, it's crazy to think like that when you've got your own things to worry about. Like, we've got to tally up on a lot of the turnovers. We're giving away the ball a lot, and we're, like I said, the last pass in the move in the first half wasn't great. So we've loads of things to work on ourselves and worrying about opposition teams and who's winning who. For me, we just have to get back onto the training pitch and get up and running. There's a bit of a break, yeah, and some fellas will get a bit of a break now because we've some fellas playing a lot of college football and there probably are tired bodies out there. So you have to manage that and still try and get other fellas a bit of game time as well, because it's inevitably in this, when you start playing a lot of matches, you get fellas numbers 16 to 30 and they start missing out on football. So we have to try and manage that as well.
Try and manage that. Well, you have a lot of thinking and managing to do now, because we're certainly you're not in where you would have been hoping to be after 2 rounds of the league. So the best of luck with it.
Thanks very much.
The final score was Longford 0 goals and 14 points, Tipperary 0 goals and 16 points. This loss puts pressure on Longford, who now face the challenge of winning all of their remaining 5 fixtures to stay in contention for promotion. Their next match is against Waterford at Field on Saturday, February the 17th, with a 6 p.m. throw-in.